Yo man, CGMTV, live and direct. I'm going ahead and get into this show called the GM's Corner, where I put myself in the seat of every single GM in the NBA, and I think of the best trades that can go for every single team. 5 trades that I believe need to happen either during the off season, like right before the draft, or at the NBA draft. We're gonna get into this one. I'm gonna break it down into 5 different videos, so in that way I can explain each trade in detail. The first trade, believe it or not, this one's going to be a blockbuster one because it's actually going to make. Let's just get into it. This trade is a 2-team trade between the Utah Jazz and the Boston Celtics. The Boston Celtics would get Derek Favors, Dante Exum, and Kyle Korver. The Utah Jazz would get Gordon Hayward. Now, the reason why I say that this trade would actually be very, very good for both teams is because we all know that Boston wants to get from underneath Gordon Hayward's huge contract that they gave him. And really, let the other 2 wing players in Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown excel. So with them wanting to do that, they would have to make sure that they get some role players to back them up instead of having someone with a salary like Gordon Hayward, which would entice them to want to try and maximize the salary as much as possible, which would hurt the team. So they could sit back, ship him back to Utah for a couple of role players that could back up those 2 wing players, and Dante Exum and Kyle Korver. Dante Exum is like 6'5", 6'6", so he can play the 2 guard. You got Kyle Korver, who's known as being a small forward, so he can come in and then he can provide backup small forward minutes for Jason Tatum. And then you get Derek Favors, who could be your power forward, either your starting power forward if you're unable to re-sign Morris, or if you re-sign Morris, he could be your backup power forward. However you want to work that out. But I believe that it would actually benefit both teams to do the trade, because I think that Utah needs somebody else to help Donovan Mitchell with the scoring load. And I believe that there were flashes of Gordon Hayward getting back to his old self, but he wasn't there just yet with the season that he had last year. I think that this upcoming year he could actually be a productive player, especially in the starting lineup, given the opportunity to be like maybe a second or third guy and get those shots without having to worry about too much. So I think that both teams benefit from that trade. I believe that Gordon Hayward will be right back where he probably should have been to begin with. He should have never left Utah. So we'll see how that goes. But I think that would be the first trade. The salaries match up, and I think that it would benefit both teams.